Yo, what's good, people? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little video for you. How are we all doing today? Thank you for joining us. This is the latest Manchester United news roundup of the day, including reaction to Solskjaer's presser ahead of the Watford game. Maybe it is pressure, you know what I'm saying? But reaction to his presser ahead of the Watford game and all the latest Manchester United goings on and news. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Do us a favour at the start of the show. Hit the thumbs up button on the video on YouTube if you're just getting in here now. Also, if you're on catch up later, smash the like and get down there in the comment section below and get your thoughts and predictions and all that good stuff in as well. But guys, thank you for joining me. I'm still rancid, as you can tell. I'm still very under the weather. Got a bit of man flu on the go. Proper man flu it is as well. But we'll soldier on. Just want to give a few shout outs at the start here. Johnny Gallagher 133, Mrs. P, Poisonous Nut, Billy, Shamir Qureshi 007, Aaron Homeyard, G Wolf United, Ahmad Putra, J Blood MUFC. How you doing, my friend? Thank you for joining us. Do get involved throughout, guys. Fully interactive show. We'll be checking out the live chat throughout, so get yourself involved with your thoughts and opinions as we go along. So let's get into it then, lads and lasses. Manchester United versus Watford this weekend, of course. Solskjaer did a press conference earlier today, around about lunchtime, and just basically alluded to the fact that he has been backed by the board and the players and everybody at the club. So this is what he said. He said, the players and staff are working towards one goal. The fans are supporting the team. They've backed the team through the rebuild. It's one game that matters, but also what comes after that. We're ready for tomorrow. He also went on to say, we've been through periods like this. Our away form should give us confidence. What we've done, we've just gone 30 games away and lost one. Whatever we have last season, we turned it around as well on the 20 games and one defeat. That's the kind of run we have to get back to this week. We've worked on a few things. We've prioritised a few things that we have to improve on. We know the run of form hasn't been good and that performances haven't been good enough. And he also said, of course, when asked about his job, he said, of course, I've been in contact and communicated with the club, as I do all the time anyway. It's been a long international break, but it's one that we've utilised to our benefit. We feel it's been a good response from the players, and we're ready for the Watford game. So it all sounds very, very, what's the word? I don't even know what to say, guys. I mean, it just sounds like he's obviously going through the motions here, saying the right things, obviously saying that the board and everyone's backing him. But can he really believe that? I mean, he's even alluded to the fact that the fan base is backing him. But from where I'm sitting, it seems like 90% of the fan base is not backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, So I don't really understand where this sort of level of backing is coming from, really. Obviously, in the dressing room, there's going to be little divisions. There's going to be certain players that are not backing him, like people like Donny van de Beek, who just aren't playing and are frustrated openly and publicly about the treatment from the manager, etc. There's going to be pockets and there's going to be little bits of division in there based on how we've done. I mean, surely some of the players at the club will be not happy with how things are going on the pitch in terms of the tactics, the style, the results. So, I don't know if that's 100% true is all I'm saying. He says that that's the case. He says the board back him. He says he's in contact with the club on a daily basis and that nothing's changed. But surely even he must know that unless he goes on a big run now, he is in line for the chop. I mean, he has to win the game against Watford at the weekend just to stay in the job, in my opinion. If he loses the game, then he has to go. He has to get sacked. It's quite as simple as that, really, for me. He must win almost every single game that he's got coming up in order to keep his job at United. But right now, he is still in the job. I guess the fact that they kept him after the international break does show that the board are backing him for now. That is true. So the board are definitely backing Ollie for now because they haven't made the change. They didn't sack him off over the international break. They could have got a different manager and they didn't. So they have backed him, temporarily for the time being. So that is definitely the case. But I mean, it just seems a little bit like he's in a little bit of denial here, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He said that he's not fearing the sack. He says he insists that, his job is essentially safe. So this is what he said. Yeah, it feels safe at the club. The players, the staff, when asked about being safe, and the players are all working to one goal to improve. So it sounds like everybody's still in the same direction at Manchester United. I mean, really, we're only a few wins away from being right back up there challenging for everything. We just need to beat Villarreal. We need to beat Watford and Chelsea, which is no easy thing to do. If we were to do that, we could be back on track to a degree. But I think the bigger problems at United are evident. You look at the performances, you look at how we're playing, you look at the style of play, how we've gone about it, the results recently against the big teams and the little teams as well, the City game, the Liverpool game, all the rest of it, all adds up to a big pile of shit, doesn't it? And you can't get away from it. It stinks. And so, unless that changes miraculously after the international break, and the players come back and Ollie gets them in there and they change the style and approach and he stops selecting the human slab as captain and stops selecting that McDonald's Happy Meal McFred in the centre of the park, then I don't see it changing anytime soon. To be fair, guys, need a sip of tea here. You're right, though, Malps. The board is the real problem here. I mean, they're the ones who don't have the ambition to make a change in order for us to maybe go on and get some trophies this season. I still think Solskjaer's done a decent job up until this season, but this season has exposed him, really, for being somebody who's too stubborn for his own good, who's not prepared to make the changes, who maybe is tactically not quite there for what we need to take us to the next level, to challenge for trophies and titles and this sort of thing, and play good football, but at the same time, picking up those results, and certainly being competitive with the big boys in the league as well. So, but he's basically insisted that he's not fearing for the sack at Old Trafford at the moment, guys, which I find a bit crazy. I mean, I would have sort of just come out and said, yeah, we know what we've got to do. We've got to win, 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 win. That's what Man United's about, is winning. And unless we do that, you can't expect to be in the job. But no, he's just sort of basically said that he's backed. His players are backing him. The board's backing him. And even the fan base, he said, are backing him to a degree. So he says fans are still supporting the team and the club. I mean, let's just highlight and isolate that comment for a second. Fans are still supporting the team and the club. Well, yeah, they are, because we all love Manchester United. I guess he didn't actually say in that quote, me as well. So that's a fair point. Guys, do us a favour at the start of the stream. Hit the thumbs up if you're getting involved here. If you're just joining us, 36 of you legends in it already. Thank you very much for getting involved. Have your say in the live chat. Get yourself involved. What if we lose to Watford, says Banana Grapes? There's no doubt about it. He gets sacked. Come on. Where we are in the league, 9 points off of first place. If he loses to Watford, a team we should be destroying, to be fair, with the players that we've got. I'm sorry to say, but the time would be up, wouldn't it? He would have to be sacked, and I think they'd have to make an immediate change and just pay the compensation money and do whatever it is that's currently putting them off. Because his position would pretty much be untenable if you lose against Watford and you're 12 points behind the league and you've literally just lost to City and Liverpool, and then you go back after the international break when you've got to win and you lose to a shitty team like Watford. There's only one thing for it, isn't there? Spurs will win the League Cup, says Bart. I mean, when? Are you talking about in 15, 20 years' time? I mean, I don't know about that one, Bart. Spurs last won a trophy in 2008. It was the shitty League Cup, but I don't expect them to win anything, pal. Anyway, yeah, Ollie looked relaxed. He's clearly going nowhere, says Malps. It's strange. It is strange that they've not been a little bit more ambitious in this over this international break when there was a chance to make the change, because you pretty much got to stick with him now for, I guess, until, January, unless you really want to make a change right in the middle of a fixture congestion period. But after Watford, you'd have to sack him if he lost that game, I think. You can't just stick blindly with the guy. Robin Corkmas, how are you doing today, my friend? He says, why isn't Ronaldo captain yet? Ollie's a fool. Good question. I don't know, mate. Ollie is basically a fool for that one. I agree, mate. What is he thinking? What's he been smoking, keeping the human slab as his captain? Based on performances alone, fair enough. If I can understand sort of giving Slabby Maguire the captaincy at the time. When he first came in, maybe we were crying out for leaders. We didn't have great leaders in the team. He probably was not the correct candidate to bring in then, actually, as captain. But he was, I can understand it, although he'd done nothing for Manchester United up to that point. He'd just shown good leadership for, Leicester and England. But, I could sort of understand it. But now, or as soon as Bruno comes in January, now it's like, well, there's many candidates who would be a much better suited captain to lead Manchester United out. And Harry Maguire's not that player. He's decent. He's a good standard player. I think he's personally quite shite this season for Manchester United, though, and I don't want him even to play, let alone captain the side. But yeah, you make a good point. Like if Solskjaer had any bollocks about him, that's one of the first things he'd have done over this international break is have that conversation with Harry Maguire and say, listen, you're just slabbing it up out there, my friend. You dropped, and therefore we cannot give you the captain's armband either, obviously, because you're not playing. So Cristiano Ronaldo's the new captain. It's not that hard, is it? I think he bottles it anyway with the pressure of the captain's armband. Hey, Gungshi, how you doing, lad? He says, Pig, the board need to grow a pair and either publicly put their support behind Ollie or sack him. Their silence is doing nobody any good. Great point here. Great point, Gungshi, yeah. I think maybe they're just waiting it out, aren't they? But they should have done it over the international break. I think they probably will make a change if he loses any of the next few games. But you just don't know, do you? You're right. We'd like to know what the fucking thinking is behind it. We'd like to see a statement from that human potato, Eddie Woody Woodward, that just simply says, hey, by the way, this guy is here until the end of the season regardless, or we're sticking with this guy, for the foreseeable future, so you can stop your whining, everyone out there. And then everybody would, you just have to get on with it, wouldn't you? But at this moment in time, it's sort of hard to understand why they would stick with him. Can you continue sticking with him especially if we don't win the next few games? Thank you very much for getting in here, Gungshi. I hope you're doing well today. Jamie Todd says, Pig, think it's time to stop smoking with that voice. I've actually just got a dripping nose and I'm ill today, Jamie. So it's actually not, I don't think it's anything to do with smoking because I smoked a long time. I think it's just illness, my friend. So it's time to stop getting illnesses is what you're telling me. Red Guitarist, hello, he says, what has gone so horribly wrong this season, Joe? Red Guitarist, you know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. We shattered the bed, my friend, in terms of building and progressing as a team. We might have added Ronaldo, but we didn't deal with the glaring issues in the midfield. And I do think that Solskjaer and his coaching staff have been found out to degree this year by not getting the likes of Ronaldo firing properly, or the team playing well behind him, I should say. Ronaldo's turned up most of the time, but the team behind him not been playing well. We bottled it in the window, really. We sort of got Ronaldo in when we needed to get a midfielder. That would have probably served us better if we had a Colossus as a midfielder instead. Instead, we got McFred to choose from, and he's not played Donny, to be fair. But you know what? The biggest thing, and I can look at it objectively, really, the biggest thing is Solskjaer and his selection and his tactics and his stubbornness. The fact that he's not given Donny van der Beek games when he probably deserves them. The fact he's stuck with McTominay and Fred and these guys, regardless of performances. Keeps selecting the likes of Slabbington, Maguire, even though he's not fit to play based on form. So, unfortunately, I think it's Solskjaer, because the players, the squad, the team, analyse the team. It's a good team spirit. It's a good sort of unity there. Yeah, there's one or two dickheads, but more or less it's a great team in terms of the spirit and the camaraderie and just not having a bunch of dickheads in there. You look at the amount of running that the team are doing, and it's very, very low compared to a lot of the other top sides. Why is that? It's obviously the coach, it's obviously the system, the tactics, and most other top managers you would expect with those sets of players that we've got out there to come in and get them to play a lot better than Solskjaer's got United to play this season. Because we've been playing like a raw bag of shite this season. You can't get away from it. And we've got great players. We literally have Cristiano Ronaldo in the team. And so you just cannot get away from it, guys. Hang on a sec. Yeah. Apologies. Get on those nicotine patches, says Malps. It's not due to the smoking, you Malps. I mean, literally, people can get ill, you know what I'm saying? I don't sound like this all the time. This is like the first time I've got ill in 2 years. Jonathan Gallagher says, what evidence is there that Donny van der Beek should start? Right, okay, I know you're not a fan of him. I'll tell you the evidence. This is the evidence. This is the only evidence you need, Jonathan Gallagher, that he should start. Fred and McTominay and Pogba have all been shit. That is pretty much all you need, really. Donny deserves a chance because who are you going to actually rely on? Who can you rely on? McFred in there? You can't rely on them. You might as well give Donny a chance just based on the fact that those guys are so bad. So you're not going to get anything worse out of Donny van der Beek, yet he could just control that midfield for you and be a pass master. You might just find exactly what we're looking for. So that's the reason that he deserves to play, just simply because the other midfielders we've got to choose from are so damn bad. That is the only reason. It's like, Harry Maguire at the back's putting in some awful stinking performances for us. It doesn't matter to me that he costs £80 million or he's on a huge amount of money or he's great for England and he does it against fucking San Marino and Albania. Doesn't impress me. I'd still drop him for Manchester United and give another person an opportunity. You might be saying, that's crazy. Varane's injured. What are you going to do? Play Lindelof and Bailly? Yeah! I would play those guys because they've been in better form and haven't stunk up the place as much as Harry Maguire has this season. So I'm not just going to reward somebody just because of who they are. I want players to play based on, do they deserve an opportunity? Are they less likely to fuck up than that human slab over there? So I would give them the chances, in my opinion, just because they haven't been as bad as the other guys. Hey, first class gamer, what's going on, bro? He says, why is there so many mums in the chat? Mums in the chat? Is there a bunch of mums in here? Malp says, get on with the lem sips. Yeah, that's true, I will do. In fact, Mrs. P's in here. I don't know if you can pick me some up, actually, Mrs. P. That's a great shout. Primar, don't be coming at me with that, bro. He says, maybe one of the house spiders laid its eggs in your esophagus. Dude, I don't need to think about that. Gungshi comments, most of our players have been stinking up the place since we started off so well against Leeds. So true, yeah. Look at Mr. Pogba, my friend Pogba. Unfortunately, he's injured at the moment, or maybe fortunately, but, you know, he had a great game in that Leeds game, didn't he? Got 4 assists. What has he really done since? It's been such a shame, man, to see us drop off from that start of that Leeds game, because, you know, that Leeds game, we're all thinking, yeah, you know, it was just absolutely beautiful to see the team firing, looking good. And obviously Ronaldo's come in and we're feeling really positive and he's had a good start. And then it's just completely fallen off a cliff, hasn't it? It's a big shame. Hey, nice one there, Aaron Homeyard. Good man. I'll put that to the top of the live chat. Let's be having you. Thank you. There's a new article on the website, unitedflyinghigh.com. Go and check it out in a bit. Samuel Ingram, what's going on, bro? He says, Flying Pig, Aaron Ramsdale and Harry Maguire have both been relegated 4 times. Really? Harry Maguire's been relegated 4 times? What are you talking about, like for Hull City, Sheffield United and stuff? Well, fair enough. I mean, it's no surprise. I mean, he's a human slab of a man. No, in all honesty, no, he's a good player, but he's just not up to the standard. I don't want to even make this video about Harry Maguire. I've talked about him loads over the last couple of days. You know my thoughts on him. He's not up to the standard. He shouldn't be United captain. Somebody else should be made the captain for the next run of games or for the remainder of the season. And we've got a prime candidate in there, Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo. And it's just absolute madness to me that Solskjaer is still giving Harry the captaincy. So yeah, if he had any bollocks about him, if he actually had any bottle, then he would make that decision and he would have that conversation with Slabby, even if it pisses him off and ruffles his feathers. Who cares? He's not good enough to play anyway. So drop the guy. Oh, unbelievable. Right, okay, let me get back into it. So he's insisted that he's not fearing for the sack at Old Trafford and that the board and the players are backing him, basically. I mean, there's always pressure at United. He says you're disappointed when you lose a game and we're under pressure. We've been communicating openly and honestly. There's one game that matters and what goes on after that. This week has been really good for training. So obviously feeling good that we've had a bit of a break as well. You know, he's still in the job. Solskjaer, you know, is... he's fighting for his job. He needs to win every game. There's a couple of players that are out, right? So he also said the first thing you want to do after a defeat is get back at the training ground and work on things. To be honest, as I said, when we left for the international break, we felt it was a good time to refresh our minds. Some players have stayed here working on individual recovery. Some have been allowed to go home to their countries to freshen up their minds. Everyone's kept in touch with the staff, and that's one of the things we've learned over the last couple of years. With the technology, with the Zoom or Teams, my staff have worked really hard to get everyone ready. From Monday onwards, we've worked really hard. We've corrected a few things, put a few things right. We've, of course, made sure we prioritised a couple of things that needed to improve the most. And I'm sure we'll see a reaction and a good team performance tomorrow. So, yeah, so there you go. So Solskjaer's saying all the right things there. And we've got the game tomorrow against Watford at 3 p.m, lads and lasses. So get your score predictions in for that one, lads and lasses. I still think we batter them, even though United have looked crap recently. How can we not play Watford and batter them? We've got a team full of absolute galacticos in comparison to what they've got. So how can we not batter them? I'm going to say 3-0 is my sort of prediction for the game tomorrow against Watford. I feel like we'll destroy them. We've got fucking Ronaldo, for Pete's sake. You know, if we don't, then he should go. I mean, I love Solskjaer, I really do. But if we can't beat Watford after the run that we've had and where we are in the league, then he's probably got to go, doesn't he? But I'm sure we'll smash Watford. I'm going 3-0. J Blood thinks 3-1. Hey there, Rushmano, what's going on? Boom, boom, boom to you as well, my friend. How you doing? Great to see you in here. Jonathan Gallagher with a €2 super chat, lad. He says we were never going to win the league. Really well. It was always going to be difficult to win the league. I mean, at the start of the Premier League season this year, before any games got underway, I predicted that we would finish second. So I kind of had to agree with you, because I just think that even though you've got this great set of players in, even though we've improved in some key areas like Varane, etc., still you need a good bit of luck just to make it all happen and go, and go correctly for you. You just need a little bit of luck, so that's a factor. You also need to rely on other teams not being good and not getting the rub of the green, and teams like Liverpool and City, who are just sort of seasoned at the moment compared to us, being more advanced and more settled with their managers and squads, etc. You've also got to think about the challenge that they pose as well. Then there's teams like Chelsea, which have also improved and invested a lot. So just those reasons alone, just the fact that there's 3 other top teams going for the title makes it very difficult for United, even with our squad, to, you know, to be realistic, guaranteed to win it. We just want to challenge, really. That is the key. We should be capable of challenging for the league. And that is the biggest thing, really, is getting up there and challenging. So unless we're able to do that, it's a failure. But you're right. I mean, you know, the be-all and end-all is not necessarily finishing first. It's becoming a proper title challenging side and closing the gap with our rivals. Oh, dear. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I've got a bit of man flu on the go, so I'm going to have to periodically blow my nose, etc. It's disgusting, but hey, there you go. Rushmano says we've got 37 likes. We can do better than that. Do us a favour, lads and lasses. Smash the thumbs up on the video. Let's get this to 100 likes. Leave a thumbs up. It's free to do so. It helps us on the algorithm and helps us compete with some of the clickbait melts, charlatans and corporations. So do smash that thumbs up button if you're getting in. Give it a share on social media as well. Spread the word of the pig. Let's be having you. No, yeah, thank you very much. Anyway, let's get back into it. So, Solskjaer, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gave us an update on Lingard as well. So Jesse Lingard is expected to leave Manchester United in January at this moment in time, really, because he's a depreciating asset. And of course, we did have the opportunity to sell him in the summer. West Ham were not prepared to pay the 25 to 30 million pound valuation that we put on him. They wanted to get him for a significant amount less than that. But now he has depreciated down to even less than that money, really, because of the amount of time that we've dawdled over this one. Now, I guess there's still a chance that he signs a new contract, but it does seem like Lingard is pretty keen to leave Manchester United. Sky Sports are reporting that Jesse Lingard is expected to leave after new contract talks have collapsed. It's understood that the offer put forward to Lingard's representatives was less than what the England international currently earns at Old Trafford, and he's likely to leave on a free transfer in the summer unless, you know, he can be sold for a cheaper amount to a team in January, which is probably the most likely outcome. Probably West Ham, you know, coming back in for him, or just another team, Newcastle United, or somebody coming in January for him at a cut price deal to take him. So United have bottled this one, really. We could have sold him for 20 million in the summer and then reinvested that money into a midfielder. We didn't. Now he's depreciated in value because obviously his contract's running down. And it seems like he will probably be off in January and we'll cash in as much as we can with West Ham or someone. It could also be possible to see him go out on loan for the remainder of the season, perhaps with an option to buy to another team like West Ham, as he did last season. So that's also possible. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was asked about Jesse Lingard's current situation, and he addressed the speculation. He simply said, Jesse is training really hard, really well, and he's ready and available for me. He's definitely disappointed he's not played more, of course, but with regards to contract situations, I've not been in the talks very closely. So for me, Jesse's still a big, important part of this squad. He gives us energy and quality to the group every day. But he's only made 8 appearances so far this season and scored 2 goals, of course, against Newcastle and West Ham. The latter strike was a decisive late winning. Yada, yada, yada. So Solskjaer also said every player wants to play as much as possible. The thing with Jesse and all my players is they are working hard. I can't fault the attitude, and they're ready when they're called upon, when they're playing. Jesse has done well, and he's played well for us. He knows that with all the games coming up, that he's going to play a part. So all that is saying, really, from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is, yeah, Jesse's a backup. We've got a lot of games coming, so he's going to be utilised as a squad player sometimes, coming off the bench and maybe start the odd game in the cup or wherever. You know, so that's all there is at United for Jesse Lingard these days. So for him, as an individual and a player, he's got to go and flourish elsewhere, really. Anyway, he knows that. He had a good spell at West Ham. He can go somewhere else and have a really good career, but he's not going to get the games at United. He knows that now. That's why he's not signing a new contract. United know that he's not up to the standard for United. It's not like he's going to be a starter in this team. To be fair, you know, recently when we've seen him, he's actually looked good. And I think Solskjaer maybe did Jesse a little bit dirty in some of those games as well, because based on form, and I'm all about giving people chances based on form and a bit of character they're showing in games, etc. He probably did deserve to have a couple more performances or appearances as well after the good little cameos that he had. But Solskjaer didn't reward him with that. He kept going with his same old rubbish. And unfortunately, now Jesse's totally disheartened. I'm not bothered. I don't really want Jesse at United anymore. I think he's a good player. I think he's a decent squad player, homegrown, United Academy product, and that counts for something big. Of course it does. But it's not... You've got to just take a step back and say, is he United quality for the starting 11, or does he benefit the team largely enough to warrant the amount of money that he's on? The answer to it is probably no. If you can cash in and get a decent amount for him still in January, then it makes sense to do that. But as I say, though, based on form and performances, he probably should have been given a couple more chances, because there's been some shit players who don't deserve to be playing, and they have been playing. Hey, thank you very much, Ms528, for the £2 super chat, lad. He says, a few bones for some lem sip. Hey, thank you very much, Ms528. I appreciate you, dude. Yeah, thank you very much for that. I will hopefully get some lem sip on the go, my friend. I need it big time, actually. They're hatching, says Primot. Rushmano says, yeah, but if the players are ready, then he needs to pick them, or he doesn't rate them, says Rushmano. Yeah, exactly. That's it. He obviously doesn't rate the likes of Donny van der Beek at Manchester United. Otherwise, he would have given him a lot more chances, because there's a lot of players who are underperforming in the midfield, and Donny could have slotted in there, and he just hasn't given them to him. Haven't given them the chances. So, yeah, I agree with you. Like, he's shown who he rates and who he favours and who he doesn't like. He's selected people like Maguire, even though he's not deserved it. He's selected McFred, even though they've not deserved it. Pogba's another one who's had really questionable form of late, yet still was selected, etc. So, yeah, he's bottled it, hasn't he? Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done this stream right now, guys. This is disgusting. I apologise. I apologise, guys. You're just watching a man be ill on camera here. I apologise. I probably shouldn't have done this. Anyway, you're right. Okay, so yes, Lingard is disappointed, though. Solskjaer sort of basically alluded to the fact that Lingard's disappointed he's not got games, but he also knows that he will be a part of the plans between now and whenever he leaves the football club, pretty much, just in terms of a backup capacity. Hey, Sin Games, how you doing there, my friend? Thank you, everybody, who's getting in there. I really appreciate you stopping by. So Chris Wheeler reporting that Lingard would prefer to go out on loan again in January than just to end his association with Man United when his contract runs out at the end of June. A representative from Lingard's camp is thought to have travelled to Spain for talks with the club last week. So just wanted to mention that because, this isn't definitive or anything, but it definitely is also the case that Jesse Lingard might not be going anywhere. Like, let's not rule out the fact that he stays. Like, I think they'll probably leave, because if I was him, from his point of view, if you want to better your career and finish your career with a lot of games and being a part of a proper team and everything and actually having a role in the team week to week, he's got to go elsewhere. And I think that spell that he had at West Ham last season just proved that. He's not going to get that sort of level of recognition or role in the team at Manchester United. He needs to go elsewhere to benefit himself. And look, he almost very nearly played himself into England's Euro setup with that run at West Ham. So it's going to benefit him, in other areas as well. For United, though, does it make sense to keep him as a squad player? I mean, I guess it does. He's a homegrown, decent player to have around. So if they did want to protect their asset, if they don't want to lose Jesse Lingard on a free in this summer, then maybe they will sign him up to a new contract and just loan him out for a bit. Who knows? So I wouldn't rule that out, but it just seems like it's more likely at this moment in time that he goes than he stays. But I'll ask you in the live chat, guys. Do you think Jesse Lingard stays or goes beyond the end of the season? Stays or goes beyond the end of the season? Let me know. Hey, we got a super chat here from Gung Shilioni, mate. Thank you, Gungshi, for the 3:30 MT super chat, lad. Appreciate you, my man. He says, cheeky donatione for Piggy's throat and nose and possibly arachnid infestation conditione. Oh, my goodness me. Gungshi, thank you very, very much for the super chat, lad. Primot, what have you done? I'm an arachnophobic dude. I don't need to be talking about hooking spiders in my throat, lad. Gungshi, mate, thank you so much for the super chat. Can we get a super chat emoji in there for Gungshi Leone? Thank you, Gungshi, mate. Appreciate that. Get in. Sajjad Anwar says, Ollie in, stop moaning. Ollie in, stop moaning. So you're Ollie in, are you, Sajjad Anwar? Fair play to you, lad. Well, listen, Ollie is in at the moment. He is the manager. He's not going anywhere. I see what you're saying. It does seem like they've backed him for the foreseeable future, or at least for a little while. But he's still got to perform. He's got to beat Watford. We've got to beat Villarreal. And we've got to get a result against Chelsea as well, really, with what we've done. Vincent Bullock says, Pig, get that double brandy down you. Clear that man flu out of you. Oh, that's good advice. Hey, Jonathan Gallagher, thank you for the €5 super chat, my friend. He says, I will criticise Ollie for not dropping Luke Shaw, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, McTominay, Fred, Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo. Ronaldo, we drop our heads too easily and no hunger. Jonathan Gallagher, I was with you until the Ronaldo and Bruno bit. You know what I mean? Like, how can he drop those two players? They're too fucking good. And in terms of, like, actually heads going and, like, players who can actually drag you forward and win you games, you know, they are two of the best leaders and characters in the side. And so if they're not performing well, then you really do have to ask your questions really about the system and the players and the team behind it. I wouldn't suggest that those guys are at fault. Look at Ronaldo recently. Ronaldo has clutched us some amazing points and won us some key games just all on his own, basically, with the team playing shit around him. But he just gets a moment in a key moment at the end and bangs it away because he's the Don. You know, he's the GOAT. So Jonathan Gallagher, I kind of disagree with those two, but everyone else, I agree. You know, I am pissed off with Ollie for the fact that he's still blindly selecting McFred or Shaw and, Maguire and these guys. So I do agree with what you're saying, but just not about Bruno and Ronaldo because they're too good. They're just too good to be dropped. And also, they're not the problem. They're not the player. Yeah, Bruno hasn't looked that great last couple of games. That's also true. Ronaldo, in my opinion, is just more so that he's being starved for service up the top there. If you give Ronaldo the ball in the right areas, get the ball to him, he's going to do damage because he's that good of a player. You know, he just needs service. That's all he needs. Doesn't really matter how you play behind him. As long as you can get the ball to Ronaldo in the final third in the opposition box, regularly, he will score goals because he's that good at just getting the half a yard, getting the shot off, improvising things in the air. Just get the balls in, get it into Ronaldo, and you'll get chances and you'll score goals. So he definitely should not drop Ronaldo. No fucking way. He definitely should not be dropping Ronaldo. That's mental. Jonathan Gallagher, thank you very much for the super chat, though. I appreciate that. Thank you, Rushmano. Yeah, he says subscribe to the channel. If it's your first time here, lads and lasses, do hit the subscribe on the video. Smash the like on it too if you haven't done. And get yourself involved. It's not going to be a long video today because I'm absolutely melting here. But I just thought I'd hop on. There is going to be a fan debate show about 6:30 p.m. with Eddie and the lads. So you can tune in for that a bit later on. Gungshi says, Pig, you need a slug or two of Old Rosie in that tea. Don't bring that up, Gungshi, right now. I'm going to heave. He's still ghosted versus City, says Mason. Right, okay. How about Aussie Pelicans? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you, mate. How you going there? Good day, mate. Getting in here from down under. Thank you so much for tuning in, you absolute non-bogan. The opposite of a bogan, mate. Musty for the win. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for getting in. Do us a favor, hit the like, get yourself involved. Sorry for my throat. I'm really under the weather at the moment. I'm seriously ill. But we're still here to talk about the news. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is Brendan Rodgers. Hoi noi broin koi. He's not actually got into the debate, really. He was asked about the Man United job, and he just simply said he does not want to talk about the links with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He says, firstly, it's really disrespectful for you to ask the question when there is a manager in place at the club. So, you know, Brendan Rodgers being pretty respectful of the current situation, really, lads and lasses. You know, not saying, oh, yeah, I'd be loving that job. Plus, he's in a job at Leicester City, and he doesn't know if the call's going to come. He can't just say, oh, yeah, I want the United job. But we all know that he does. We all know that he's desperate for that United job. Otherwise, he'd simply come out and say, no, I'm not interested in the United job, and I'm definitely staying at Leicester City. Anyway. Rebuffed inquiries from, so we had 6 different inquiries for Jesse Lingard in the summer, and we rejected all of them, apparently. And now we've got a depreciated asset, which was worth 30 million, which is now worth jack shit. Oh, man. Pogba is injured still, by the way. Rafael Varane is still injured, but we've got other players that have come back. Just a bit of team news for you. McTominay, I think, is back. Edinson Cavani is also back. I think Luke Shaw and Marcus Rashford, obviously, these are players that were not able to represent their countries over the international break. I think most of them are back apart from Paul and Raphael. This is what Solskjaer said. He says, I've got to say this week has been really positive. Of course, there are a couple of doubts with illnesses. Paul is out still for a while. Raphael is out still for a while. Apart from that, players will be coming back. Call it in the near future. Some this weekend and some during the week, but that's the same for every team that misses players. So some of these players will be back soon, lads and lasses. Hashtag Glazers out, says Premot. Sorry, guys. Note to self, don't do streams when you're really unwell. It's fucking disgusting, isn't it? I apologise, guys. I apologise. There's a man melting his brain out of his schnoz right now, and you're watching it. I apologise. Right, okay, so the Athletic are reporting that Donny van der Beek is in strong contention to start against Watford. Come on! Hashtag free Donny, lads and lasses, come on! Hashtag free Donny. We've got to see Donny van der Beek in this game. If he starts that game with a 4-2-3-1 with Fred and McTominay in the double pivot in midfield, I'm going to shit a brick, lads and lasses, just so I could throw it through his window. Literally, I will shit a brick if we start that game with McFred in there. So I really hope that he goes for Donny van der Beek and unleashes him in this game against Watford and lets him do what he can do, you know. So we'll see about that. But Donny van der Beek hopefully is in contention. Who really knows? We don't know. Solskjaer definitely is the man that's in charge when it comes to the selection, and he doesn't rate Donny, and he hasn't selected him hardly at all this season. So would it be a surprise if he doesn't play him? No, it wouldn't be a surprise at all. Right. Okay then, lads and lasses. So I'm going to get into the live chat really quickly, see what you guys have got to say for a few minutes. But I'm not going to stick around too long today because as you can tell, I'm feeling a bit rough. Vincent Bullock says, is there any FIFA tonight? I mean, there's meant to be FIFA tonight, yes. There is meant to be FIFA tonight, Vincent Bullock. Anyway, there's going to be a fan debate show at 6:30 p.m. today with a few of the legends of the channel on. So make sure you tune in. Hey, nice one, Aussie Pelicans. My next GTA stream, oh man, it's probably going to be like Tuesday or something, maybe over on the gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming, yeah, Tuesday or something like that, I would imagine. Keep a lookout, not 100% yet, though. I'm going to do FIFA all weekend long this weekend, though, because it's champs. Unleash the bait, says Johnny. Pig, what would make you go Ollie in again? Well, we'd have to go on a run and get competitive and show a change in style, and he'd have to stop being so stubborn and show a willingness to change and adapt. He'd have to go and get, like, a midfielder, different midfielder in there, not select the same midfield that he's done, change the formation, but more importantly, the style of how we're going about it, because I think that's the biggest problem at United, is that we don't have any sort of way of playing or any identity or, any real go-to tactics, it seems. We just sort of go out there and it's like making it up as we go along week to week. And when we go down in games, we also don't, respond well a lot of the time. This season anyway, last season was different, but this season, it's just about showing fight, character, willingness to change, ability to actually get those games won when you need to. And we haven't done that this season. If he can do that, then there's no doubt about it. He could turn it around if we win the next. All he needs to do is win 3 games in a row, I think. And he'll get a lot of people back on board. If we smash up Watford, if we smash up Villarreal, and if we smash up Chelsea, we're still going to be a large amount of points behind first place, but I think it would just signify maybe we can get on a good bit of run of form, maybe we can turn the corner. So I think he just needs to win the next 3 games, and even just by doing that, the pressure is off just a little bit, but it's always going to be there, because even then we're far behind the first place in the league. Even then you've got to get to the last stages of the Champions League and win a trophy if you can. So it's always pressure. There's always pressure here. I can see him staying a little bit longer this season, but I don't think he's going to last long, I'll be honest. Just based on how he's done this season and how he's got the team playing, I don't really have true faith that we're going to go out there and win the next 3 games. I would love to say that we do, but I look at how we played against City and Liverpool, and we look miles behind the top teams in the league right now with how we're going about it. So there's nothing to say that we could win the game against Chelsea. They are top of the league at the moment for a reason. They're hard to beat. They've got a good ethic about them, good team, managers obviously tactically very good, and they're winning games. Even the Watford game is not a give me right now, with how United have been playing against some of the lesser sides. So yeah, really, we're up. He's up against it. The only way he changes his fortunes at the club and stays in the job is if he goes and wins more or less, all of the games he's got coming up. Miz says, Pig, Mr. Super Chat. Oh, shite, sorry. Hey, Ellie, how you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Get in there, Ellie. And also, Big God Bob's in here too. What's going on? Croydon De Bruyne's in here. What's happening? I missed a Super Chat, did I? My bad, guys. Hang on, give me a second. Oh, shit, I did. Hang on a sec. Oh, dear. 2 seconds. This is disgusting, isn't it, guys? Well, you don't have to watch. Anyway, Rushmana with a £5 super chat, man. Thank you so much. He says, even Newcastle are getting a director of football. What do we have? Bankers. Absolute disgrace. Get these owners out. Hashtag Glazers out. Hey, Rushmano, thank you so much for the super chat, bud. Really appreciate you, man. And yes, I agree with you. I mean, what is this all about? Why do we just have like non-football men at the helm at the top of this club? It's totally wrong, isn't it? Bunch of fucking wanky bankers. I agree with you, Rushmano. It is a disgrace. We need proper football men in. Where's the call to Edwin van der Sar or somebody like that? Somebody who's clearly done a good job in a sporting director sort of, role at his club, and is a United legend and has the link and is a nice guy and is, got the acumen when it comes to connections, and clearly he's good at his job. Why would we go and get somebody like that at a huge club like Manchester United? It's because they just want a bunch of wanky banker yes men in there who just literally make the money. That's all they really care about, isn't it? Kaiser Soze, what's going on, says, as long as the money keeps rolling in, they ain't going nowhere. Precisely, mate. Precisely. Hey, G Wolf United, what's going on, my man? Anyway, guys, thank you everyone who's getting in here today. Really appreciate you. Hit the thumbs up on the video if you haven't done so. Smash the like on it. Hit the subscribe if you haven't done so as well. If you're new around here, please do smash the sub and all the rest of it as well. And there's an article that's pinned to the top of the live chat on the website. Go give that a read if you haven't done as well. Thank you very much, Aaron Homeyard. Daniel Lee says, I good you is Mrs. P. Why, unfortunately. Anyway, right, let's get into the rest of the news here, guys. So just a quick roundup before I get into the live chat for a few minutes. And if you're just joining us, so Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still in the job. He still feels safe in the job. He's basically said that the players and the board are backing him. At this moment in time, he says, of course, I've been in contact with and communicate with the club as I do all the time. Anyway, it's been a long international break, but it's not what we've utilised to our benefit. We feel it's been a good response from the players and we're ready for the Watford game. So there's no indication from the board that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to get sacked anytime soon. There were some reports a couple of days ago to say that privately, the board had reached the decision that they would look for a successor for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, essentially. But, he is still here right now, which goes to show either they're confident he can turn it around, or there's just a lack of ambition, or maybe a lack of available candidates right now, the people who are actually here that they can go for. Oh, my God. Right. Also, yes, Brendan Rodgers has denied any links to United or just said that it's disrespectful to talk about it right now, so he's not talked about it whatsoever. What else? Jesse Lingard is potentially leaving in January as well, with a link to West Ham and a few other clubs as well, after, reports that he's not signed a new contract at United, and when Solskjaer was asked about it, he just said Jesse's available and knows we'll use him from time to time, basically. So he will play sometimes, but he's really just in a backup capacity at the club right now. Right, okay, I'm going to get into the live chat here then, dudes. Thank you, everyone. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Get your comments in for a few minutes. I'll stick around for a few minutes more. Have your say. Thank you for subscribing, Hammerhead. Appreciate you for getting your subscribe in there. Pleased to hear it, Gunkshy. What did Gunkshy only say? Excuse me. Rushmano says this pattern of fading will never stop unless they're gone. Can we get some green and golds until the club is sold in the live chat, guys? Some hashtag Glazers out. Some hashtag shithouses out, please, in the live chat. Thank you very much. And some green and gold. This video is so getting privated, by the way, guys. Just so you know. This video is definitely getting privated. Thank you, Ellie. She says, get well soon, Piggy. Thank you very much, Ellie. I appreciate that. Yeah. Fair play to Brendan for saying that, says Mo Khan. Not a big fan of his, but that was a bit of class from him, says Mo Khan. Yeah, you're right. I mean, but then again, what is he supposed to say, though? He can't say, yes, I'm interested in the job. Then everybody in Leicester hates him, and they're the people that are employing him right now. So he's not exactly going to say, oh, yeah, I'm well keen on the job, because then everybody in Leicester hates him, and he might not even get the job, and then he looks like a dick. So he just has to say that anyway. I don't really think it's about him being... I think he just has... He can't say anything, can he? You went through 3 rolls of bog roll in 2 days, says Sin Games. Oh, crikey, I've already gone through 1 full one today, lad. So, I'm probably putting up those numbers as well, not going to lie. Dave the Gamer says, who is replacing Ollie? Great question. Nobody knows, really. I think Zidane is the one for me. Who would you guys want to see replace Ole Gunnar Solskjaer then, guys? Let me know. But for me, it's Zidane. But who really knows, man? The favourites with the bookmakers is Brendan Rodgers. That's the favourite with the bookmakers right now. There's also Ralph Rangnick is in charge, is in line, and also Eric Ten Hag over at Ajax. Can't believe the state of your club at the moment, Mr. Pig. All opposition fans are desperate for Ollie to stay, says 8563. Mate, I'm surprised that he has stayed, in all honesty, because of that reason. I know a lot of people are happy with him being here. He's doing a pretty mediocre job this season. He's done all right up until the start of this season, but the start of this season, it's been a nightmare for him. We've fallen off massively. We don't look like a good unit or a team, even though we've got better players than we did this time last year. So it is very strange that he's still here, but hey, I think it's just down to a lack of available candidates. If there was a real standout candidate to come in immediately right now, I think they might have made the decision. But because there's not really a perfect candidate right now available, they just haven't done it. They haven't made the decision. They're going to stick with him a little bit longer. Don Piglioni's the man for the job, Gungshi, I agree. Ollie's been backed, says Leon Dyer. Well, it seems like it. I mean, if the board haven't got rid of him and he's still here doing the press conference for Watford saying that the board have been in contact with him and he's been in contact with the club over the international break as they do regularly and everything's fine and all the players in the board are pulling in the same direction for the goal of winning, then I'd say that, yeah, it sounds like they've backed him for the time being. They haven't got rid of him. Can't have an ex-pin dipper as our manager, says Rushmano. Yes, get in there, my son. I agree. How is there anybody even talking about Brendan Rodgers for the job at United? Would you take Mike Bassett? Yeah, I would. Definitely over Brendan Rodgers, lad. Zidane, says Brummy Reds. There's only one man for Man United, and it's Pochettino, says Hammerhead. I don't rate him that highly, my friend. He did well at Southampton and Spurs, of course, getting to a Champs final, building a good team. Where's the trophies? Mate? I wouldn't sack Solskjaer off for anybody less than a proven trophy cabinet manager, you know. Chi-Wolf United. Oh my goodness, but I'm not even going to try and sing that with my voice right now. Leon Dyer says Ollie's at the wheel for the foreseeable future. It looks like it. Yeah, looks like it. Unless he does lose to Watford and potentially Villarreal, then surely they'd have to sack him. I think he'd get sacked if he doesn't beat Watford. We will beat Watford, though. We were a much better team. Ten Hag is the man, says Mo Khan. As a Dutchman, I'd like to see Ten Hag, but also it would be nice to see Zidane link up with CR7 and Varane. That's a really good point, Dave. This guy's got experience managing some of the guys in the squad. You can't really put a price on that. That is invaluable, really. He knows these guys already, and he knows how to get the best out of those guys. You know, it's a very successful period at Real Madrid with Zidane there. So that in itself makes me think that that's a possibility, but it does depend on if he wants to move to Manchester and take the job. It's a bit of a gritty job right now compared to the one that he's had, in the sense that, you know, United we're not a finished article right now. We need a lot of work. Steve Bruce says, Kaiser Soze, but have you noticed the Glazers never quite deliver what we need? Spot on, Rushmano, yeah. Just pootle along, don't they? They just pootle along, give us what the bare minimum is for them to stay competitive and keep that Champions League money coming in. It's true. Palmeiras says Poch is a fraud, can't win anything with Mbappe and Neymar. Kissing Game says Brenda, fucking Brenda. Exactly, nobody wants Brenda at the club. Ted Lasso's available. Now that is an idea, mate. Sajad Anwar, Ted Lasso, definitely get him and Roy Kent in, mate, no doubt. Him and Roy Kent in the coaching team, definitely. Now you're talking. Oh, dear. If you manage Liverpool, you can't manage United, says Jonathan Gallagher. That's how it should be, isn't it? Yeah, I agree with you, my friend. Curdy says Ollie in. Johnny says Zidane and our board will clash. Good point. He might even give him the old French headbutt on the go as well, mate. So it's a good point. You know, you don't want to fuck with Zidane. That's it. Zidane wants their sort of some freedoms, and I'm sure that the board don't want to give a manager the job who wants freedoms. They want somebody who's a puppet master, who's desperate for the job, such as Brendan Rodgers. I just want to see Gerard Bottonet at Villa, says Mo Khan. Kaiser Soze says Zidane has only really ever coached one team and don't speak the language. He also wants the France job. Great comment there, Kaiser Soze. Yeah, great comment. If he wants the France job, if it's available, maybe he could get it. But I don't really see the language barrier being a big issue these days, to be fair. There's translators and stuff, you know, and he can get by and learn English pretty quickly. But even so, you know, there's a few French lads in the side. He can speak French and have a translator. Look at Pochettino when he first came in. He had a translator and all that. So it's not as big a problem as you might think. But still, though, what you said about him not wanting the job in England is a fair point, because let's be honest now, it's a different league. He's only done it in Spain, and he's only done it in the Champions League for Real Madrid. He's not done it in the Premier League for a struggling side who needs to get back to where we need. Gangshi says, I like the idea of longer-term appointment like Ten Hag, but who knows what would happen with any manager the way our club operates. Yeah, and in all honesty, the fan base is not going to give a manager that long. Like, for a long-term plan, Ten Hag would be great, Ralph Rangnick, someone like that, but I don't think our fan base is prepared to let a manager have a time or a building period. You have to just get instant success now, it seems. So, whoever comes in, if they don't hit the ground running and they don't get us challenging and winning things within this season or the next, then the fan base is going to want them out too. It's just how it is. Rushy says, would love Class of 92 Consortium to buy back our club. That would be sensational, yeah. I don't know why nothing like that has materialised, Fergie and just all the United legends of old. Some of them are multi-millionaires, Beckham and all the rest of it. Just pull together and buy the fucking club, and they've got such big names that they can actually just use their brand and their names to get a consortium or an investment group together. So you don't even have to put up all the funds themselves and buy the club. I don't know why they don't do that. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Roy Keane wouldn't be long sorting out that dressing room, says DC84. I'd love to see that, man. Get fucking Roy Keane in that dressing room, lad. I'd love it. He'd be throwing punches. And he'd get Ollie and he'd say, why are you selecting Fred? It's a nonsense. Why are you selecting Fred, Ollie? It's effing hard work in the Premier League. Don't think Zidane is looking for that. National team is much more lax. Yeah, that's so true, mate. The pressures of the Premier League week to week, especially the pressures at United, tough for anybody. Let alone somebody with no experience going into other leagues. Joey Essex in, says Ellie. If you ask me about Pogba's consistency, the answer is every player that comes to United these days becomes inconsistent. Fred coached by Klopp. Talk to me about his quality then, says 007. Well, Fred for Brazil is good. I do think that maybe we've just asked a little bit too much of Fred at the club. I think he's a good player. Hey there, Mark Fisher. Hey, Mark Fisher, how you doing, bro? How you doing? By the way, guys, if you happen to be catching this video live, you're in an elite club, an exclusive club, because this video is not staying on YouTube. This video is not staying on YouTube. I feel like shit, and I've just realised how ill I am by doing this video, and I don't want it to be on YouTube. So there you go. But if you're here live, thank you so much for being here live for it. Hey, we're nearly at 100 likes, guys. We've got to get to 100 likes. Smash the thumbs up button if you haven't done. Leave a thumbs up on it. Hit the subscribe button if you're new as well. We cover United every single day on this channel, even when we're fucking ill. Guys, Soze says Ollie looked about 20 years younger when he came in 3 years ago. He has aged a lot in the job, mate. It's like Tony Blair as the Prime Minister, isn't it? It's fucking aged overnight about 100 years. Sing Game says, I support Ollie, to be honest. In Fred, he is our only CDM, although shit, we don't have another one except 10 games a season. Matic, that's on the board. Spot on, they should have signed that CDM as well. I agree, my friend. We should start a GoFundMe and all United fans chip in and buy United. Yes, Eddie, I mean, how hard could it be? I agree with that. I mean, there's hundreds of millions of fans around the world. If we all chip in a tenner, that's a shitload of cash. Pig, some of that just hit me in the face in Taiwan, says Gungsha. I'm so sorry. Ellie says, don't delete it. It shows your determination and hard work. Oh, I don't know. I think I'm gonna private it, I think I should. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, okay, I'm going to just stick around for a few more minutes, guys. So have your say. No, it's not going to be a long one today because I do need to rest up. Bart says, get well soon, Pig. Take care. And if United are making you depressed, then support an actual big club like the 6-time winners. But, I mean, you still haven't got as many domestic titles as us, though, pal. So, in England, I already care about England, mate, to be fair. And we're the best team in England historically, so suck it. Pig for United manager. Thank you, Dave the Gamer. Johnny says, I'd say we need 2 CDMs in January. Yeah. I hope Pogba goes. Because then that forces us to go and get another top midfielder. And it takes a lot of wasted money off of our books, which we could invest in someone else who might actually be able to play consistently for us. So, ideally, it sounds stupid, but ideally what we could do is, go and pinch Ndidi and Tielemans off of Leicester City. That's never going to happen. But that's what we need, really. A couple of really good midfielders like that. We don't need to fuck about with Fred and McTominay. You know, you can sell them, generate some cash, take the money off the books, and reinvest it into good players. Think about the ad revenue, says Palmeiras. We've watched your stream ill from bed, for fuck's sake, says Ellie. That's true. Yeah, you've seen me in some states worse than this. That's true. Bart says, make an Amazon documentary with Keane, Maguire and Souness and Pogba. Man, that would actually be the best-selling documentary of all time, I think, if they just did the Osborne family. But instead of the Osbornes, it's like At Home with the Keanos, and they just had a fly-on-the-wall camera in Roy Keane's house with his family. Maybe it'd be boring as shit, but maybe it'd be fucking awesome. Who knows? Dan Watson, hello, mate. He says, nice one, Sir Piggleton. A few Bundaberg rums will sort you out. Thank you so much getting in from down under, you legend. Maybe I'll pick some up. Glazers worth only 4.7 billion, says Big Up Bob. It's fucking sickening, isn't it? Kaiser Soze says, Pogba's a great player who usually sucks. Hey, what's going on there, the United way? How's it going? He says, what's good, bro? Hey, just chilling, man. I hope you're doing well. A little bit under the weather, but I'm okay. Thanks for asking. Vincent Bullock says, I'm just glad that Ollie and a woman how has gone about teasing Donny. Don't really know what that means, Vincent Bullock, but fair play. I just hope Donny starts, bro. Eddie O2, what's good, my lad? He says, hey, guys, hope you're all good. Can't believe Piggo's soldiering on with man flu. That's worth a like. It's ill-advised, Eddie O2, mate. In hindsight, it's ill-advised, my friend. I'm sorry that I'm ill and I sound like shit and I look like shit and I'm snotty and all that. Stefan says, nice snotty nose son there. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Dave the Gamer says, I might not join chat for a while. I'm going on an internship soon. Hey, good luck with that, though, Dave the Gamer. No worries. Get in there whenever you can, and good luck, my friend. Let's get some good luck goats in there for Dave. GTA streams, yeah, they'll be coming back probably on Tuesday, Sin Games, lad. I don't know. Rushmano says we got 81 likes. Nice one, everyone. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up. Only 18 away from 100 likes. Smash the thumbs up button if you haven't done so, lads and lasses. You can hear the frog in your throat, says the United Way. Sounds like I've just been on a massive bender, doesn't it? But I'm actually just genuinely unwell. I'm going to get some Lemsip. Absolutely, Dylan Sukari. Yeah. That's going to sort me out, dude. Yeah, I agree, Stefan. He says, At Home with the Keanos would consist of Roy giving evil looks to everyone. You've made me my dinner. And you want me to say thanks? That's your job. That's your job as my wife, to make my dinner. That's your job. Yeah, it'd be great. I think you at least look good, mate. Oh, thank you, Eddie O2. By the way, Eddie's going to do a show later on the channel about 6:30 p.m, guys. So everybody in here, make sure you come back for then, so we can have a fan debate show on with the Legends, previewing the Watford game. So it's going to be a Watford preview full on. Those guys will be getting into it. So come back at 6:30 and make sure you tune in for that. At least Pig's reading super chats today, says Jonathan Gallagher. I always do, Jonathan, lad. Sometimes I get a little bit carried away with my own speech and I have to catch up. Alan Fay, thank you, Alan, says get well soon. Thank you so much. Vincent Bullock says today's stream sponsored by Andrex Toilet Roll. Also been put around Old Trafford by Edward Woodward. Actually, we're sponsored by As the Shades today, mate. As the Shade shitter paper. Try a hot honey tea to rest your throat. Great shout, United Way. Great shout. I've got a hot tea here, but no honey. But I'm hoping Mrs. P's going to bring me around some Lemsips or something like that. Thank you, Decorated Hero. Still loving your work, mate. Thank you, Decorated Hero. Really appreciate you getting in here, dude. Much love to you, Decorated Hero. Legend. Yeah, nice one, Eddie says. Nice one, Pingo. Yeah, stay tuned for Watford preview. You're at work. Can watch back later, though. Nice one, Sing Games. Nice one. It'd be great to get you on one of those ones in the future as well, my friend, whenever you're around. Mark Fisher, channel member legend, says, feel better, man. Looking forward to the Watford preview. Thank you, Mark Fisher. Yeah, do come back, guys, and get involved later at 6:30 p.m. for it. And I'm sorry once again for feeling like shit. Should I hide this or should I keep this video up? I don't know. The big guy says we'll probably have a dartboard with Pogba's face on. Are you talking about Graham Souness's rec room? A drop of whiskey also. Good shout, Sing Games. Yeah. Okay, we're going to wrap this video up then, dudes. One spice session. Look at the man, says Sing Games. One, no super chat will be left behind. Snorty Pig is on the case. Roshi, thank you so much. He says we got 87 likes on the stream. Thank you, everyone who's hit the thumbs up button on this one. Do smash a like before you go. And he says keep it 100%. Do smash a like on the video before you go, guys. Just a little reaction to the Solskjaer pressure as well. but Solskjaer presser, where we have just discussed what he has basically said in the presser. And, the Watford game, the team news, Raphael Varane and Pogba still out, but everyone else looking fit to play, or certainly coming back into contention soon, the likes of Eddie Cavani, Rashi, etc., who were out over the international break. So, yeah, hopefully a good game coming from Manchester United tomorrow. We need to batter up Watford. The only way Ollie keeps his job is to win and win and win and win. He's got to keep winning, and if he doesn't do that, then he's probably going to be on his way pretty soon. But as for now, the board is sticking with him. He said publicly that the players and the board are all going in the right direction together with him. So, it doesn't seem like it's imminent, but it does seem like, he's got to win some games, otherwise he's going to probably get sacked. Thank you very much, The United Way. Thank you very much, G-Wolf United. Sing Games 007 as well. Johnny says double whiskey, lemon juice, honey, and 2 teaspoons of sugar. Wrap up really warm tonight and sweat it out. Thank you, Johnny lad. I'm meant to be back on later for the FIFA stream at about 11 p.m. I'm hoping I can do that tonight, guys, because I do feel like a bag of absolute human warmed-up shite right now. So we'll see if I can, but hopefully I can. Yeah. Eddie O2, mate. Piggo, you did well to do this much under man flu. I was listening most of the stream. Thank you, Eddie O2. I appreciate it. Thank you, Rushmano, Ellie, all the legend. Yeah, lots of vitamin C. Good idea. All the legendary moderators getting in here. Thank you so much. Ellie's got a chest infection. Let's get some love hearts in there for everybody a bit under the weather right now and some get well soons. You'll watch his press conference. Nice one, Stefan. K Singh says Keane, Tyson Fury, and Evra need to go there and kick ass. Yes, they do. I'd love to see that. I love Tyson's little video about going down there and knocking their heads in. Watch out for Slabby tomorrow. Masterclass performance might come from him, says Shubham. A masterclass in what? Scoring own goals? Thank you very much, Jewel says, if people can see you at your best, then they can see you when you're sick. Bacon Brigade assemble. Much love, bro. Thank you, Stefan. Yes, vitamin C and D, and you are sorted. Thank you very much. I've actually got one of these here, mate, a multivit, mate, which they ain't been doing shit, to be honest. But yeah, you need a Madras curry. Hey, good shout, Russia. I'm not into the spice, but you know what? My taste buds are shot right now, so I think maybe a spicy curry is exactly what would sort me out, to be fair, and I can enjoy it whilst clearing out the old passages. Wait, that sounded wrong. Actually, it would clear out multiple passages, wouldn't it? Passages. If you have a really spicy curry, clear my nose passage and the back passage also the next day. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you, big guys. Let's get your head down for a couple of hours. I'm going to get some rest, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Everyone, smash the like before you go. Hit the subscribe if you're new here. Do get yourself involved in the comment section afterwards with your comments and thoughts about anything we've discussed in this video. Do have your say. Get involved with your opinions. That's what this channel is all about. It's everybody's different football opinions. We like to debate Man United. We like to debate United and talk about it and give you the latest news and goings on. So there you go. Stefano Antonio, Decorated Hero, Ellie, Eddie, the big guy, Rushy, Sing Games, and everyone else. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's going to be the end of the show then. Remember, 6:30 p.m, there is going to be a preview show hosted by Mr. Eddie O2. So come and check that out at 6:30 p.m. Make sure you remember it's going to be on here then. So get yourself involved in that. Fergie99 says, get a text off NHS and now you have corona. Well, I went to Malaga, didn't I? And then I got pinged to say that I need to isolate for 10 days. But then I did my day 2 antigen test. You have to do that when you're coming back into the country. And I was clear. And also, I'm double vaxxed. So when I went on the test and trace service thing and put in the details, it said, you don't have to do that. But yeah. I am ill, so I'm gonna essentially do that myself. Thank you guys, Fergie99 as well, Sin Games, Big God Bob, Decorated Hero, Ellie, Vincent, Eddie, the big guy. Have a great day. This is the big. I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy, and stay classy. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. you.